Okay, let's see. Am I live? Am I live? No, not yet. Let's see. What if I refresh the page? Does it say I'm live now? Yes, good. No, not yet. All right. And audio's working good. All right. Hey, all you beautiful peoples. I'm Animonga Glendora, and welcome to the finale of Palworld Early Access. We finally have a release date. We finally have a release date. It is July 10th. We are a month away. We are just slightly over a month away. We are just slightly over a month away. We are 34 days. We are 34 days away from the full release of the game. I am so excited. I am so incredibly excited. Just 5 weeks. 5 measly weeks from the full release. And the release date trailer was awesome. We got to see some new pals. There was one that looked like it honestly reminded me like Xenogard. It reminded the new pal reminded me so much of Xenogard. Yeah. It reminded me so much of this. Like it looked very much like like Xenogard. Um but like instead of like having hands, it had like wings. Instead of only just having hands, it had like wings as big wings as well, and it looked a lot more armored than Xenogard did. But like that's the kind of vibe that I got from it. And then there was also a Kung Fu Panda. There was a panda doing kung fu, which once the game releases and I catch that, I'm 100% naming it Poe. I like a million percent. I am naming the first one I catch Poe. So, um, and then we got to see this huge serpent dragon. There was this massive serpent dragon. Um, there was this massive serpent dragon that was flying around and attacking. And I'm guessing that that's going to be a legendary.
Yep.
Like that has to be a legendary. Um, like with how much it was built up, in the trailer, there's no way it's not a legendary. Um, and then uh, on top of that, they're in Sky Islands. The player character was in a bunch of Sky Islands, and I'm like, oh, that is so cool because
Yep.
that is something that has been hinted at since like the very first trailer of Palworld before it ever came to early access. Like when it was first revealed, there were like sky islands off in the distance that you could see, and like we never actually got that. We never got any sort of sky islands, and so like it was always this big question of like whether or not we would actually get that in the full release. And we are 100% getting sky islands in the full release, and I'm pretty positive that's not the only island we're getting. I'm positive that's not the only island we're getting. Now, as far as where the Sky Islands, will be, 100%, this whole area of the map is gonna be for the tree. But this area, we could have Sky Islands here. We could have Sky Islands here, or this could be another smaller island that could have the water tower, We could have the water tower, or we could have the water tower here. And then this whole area of the map, this massive open area of the map, could be where all the different Sky Islands are. So, and then that could be, like where the Earth PAL tower is, because those are the only two types that we don't have towers for, is Earth and Water. So I feel like we're gonna have to get two massive islands that have two towers, and then once all 9 towers have been beaten, that's when this area opens up. That's when the World Tree opens up. Once all the towers have been defeated. So I feel like that's going to be what ends up happening. Either the Sky Islands are going to be that massive area, or it's going to be the smaller area, and then the other area is going to be this other set of islands, or this other massive island that has like the water tower. Like, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So, let's see. What else? Oh, the tree. We got a glimpse. We got just a short glimpse of a pal of the pal that I believe is stuck in the tree, and it looks intimidating. It looks so cool. Oh, I'm so excited. Also, recently we finally got we finally got no, we finally got an answer as to like what exactly Hartalis is, because I've been wondering for a while, is Hartalis a legendary? Because this whole Palpedia entry, the silence is unsettling, yet strangely soothing. No one else remains. All have been delivered. O King of Salvation, carry me into eternal stillness. The ancient text cuts off here. So that makes it think that this is like that makes me believe that Hartalis is some kind of legendary pal, one that like brings souls to the afterlife. Um, like that's what it makes it sound like. But according to recent information, no, Hartalis is not a legend. It is not a legendary. It is an incredibly powerful. It is an incredibly powerful pal. But it's more of a. It's not one of the main legendaries. It's more of a sub legendary. It's more of a sub legendary, similar to how Bastigor is not a legendary. It is more of a sub legendary with how powerful it is. Same thing with like basically all the different pals that are used by the various tower guardians: Shadowbeak, Orsurk, Phalaris Aqua, Lylene Noct, Grisbolt, Celine. All of those are not legendaries. They are pseudo legendary. They are, well, yeah, basically pseudo legendaries, but they are sub legendaries, where they're not quite legendary, but they are close. They are very close to being legendaries with how powerful they are. But the actual legendaries themselves: Paldeus, Necromus, Frastalion Noct, Jetragon. For some reason, Bellinor and Bellinor Libero are included among the legendaries, and I don't know why. I don't really understand that. I'm not sure what makes those two legendary, to be honest. And then Neptilius and Hartalis. So those are the legendaries, and we're gonna get one more legendary in the full release, and I am so excited about that. So, so by the time we get the full release, we will have 10 legendaries in total. So, I am very excited to see what the final legendary is going to be like. But yeah, 10 legendaries, which basically means you'll be able to have like two whole teams of legendaries. So, that is awesome. But oh, July 10th. July 10th. We are so close. So this is the finale. This is 100% the finale of the early access playthrough. There is no reason for me to continue playing this version of the game when we're so close to the full release. That said, that said, that doesn't mean I'm done. I'm completely done with Palworld before the full release, because uh, Queen Haiku and I will soon be starting a multiplayer playthrough of the game. We're going to start a multiplayer playthrough of the game. I will be hosting the multiplayer, and whenever whenever we're done with the stream, um, and I see she's in need of she's in need of a certain material in order to continue. I may grind off screen. I may grind off screen for us. That way we can just keep the progress going. That way we can just keep the progress going, so I don't have to show off all of the different grinding that I do. Because like I showed off all the grinding in this playthrough. So I have no intention of showing off all the grinding again. Because like this is gonna be the 80th video in the early access playthrough that I just checked just before I started this. This is the 80th video in early access. Like 80 episodes of this. Like that is insane. I have absolutely loved playing this game throughout early access. It has been so much fun. I have had an absolute blast, and I am so excited to jump into the 1.0 full release. As far as what I will do, what kind of playthrough I'll do for the full release, it really depends. It depends on if they have a creative mode, because I have already done what I need to do. I've already done what I needed to do and experienced the game with all of the grindiness that comes with it. I've already experienced that. So if creative mode is a thing, I will probably use that. Unless, of course, it turns out that doing creative mode negates the story. Like if you aren't able to go through the story in creative mode, then I won't do creative mode, and I'll save that for its own playthrough. But if I can do creative mode and still experience the story, I absolutely will, because I've already put in the time and effort into this one. Um, so and as far as like experiencing all the new materials, and grinding up the stuff to get all the new weapons and armor and all that stuff, I may still do that here in this playthrough, here in this save file, because we've already been told that you don't need to start a new game in order to access the 1.0 islands. They do highly recommend you start from scratch, but you don't need to. So, if early access is available, I will probably end up doing that for the full release playthrough, and then maybe later on I can just continue this playthrough. Maybe later on I can continue this playthrough and actually do all the grindy stuff and show all the grinding stuff. And then of course I'm gonna have my multiplayer playthrough with Queen Haiku. This is something that we've been planning for a few weeks now, and the our schedules just line up perfectly to start this. So we can't really miss this chance. Although it does feel a little redundant to start a whole new playthrough like just a few weeks before the full release. It feels a little redundant to do that. But this is something we've been planning for several weeks. So like it's too late to back out now. Like we've already got the date set. So but yeah. So I still got plenty more Palworld videos coming down the pipeline before the full release happens. At least I've got at least a few more, like at least at least at least two more videos of Palworld for the multiplayer stuff. I'm not sure how often we'll be able to meet up to play the game. But at least two episodes of that should come up before the full release, or six episodes at most, So, but you will be getting more Palworld content. Next weekend, I will be back to streaming Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 2, and I'm really hoping that I'm able to finish that game next weekend. I'm really hoping that I'm able to finish that game next weekend. Because I want the next playthrough that I do to be Slime Rancher 2. I want to start Slime Rancher 2 before Palworld's full release. So if I can at least start that and get a good 5 or 6 episodes into that before Palworld's release, that would make me very happy. That's what I'm really hoping to do. But in any case, that's all I've got. That's all I've got. That's all I've got for you for this video. I'm so excited for the full release. Are you guys excited? Let me know in the comment box below. I would love to hear your thoughts and what you're most excited for the full release. In any case, thank you all so much for joining me on this journey through the early access. And I will see you all for my multiplayer playthrough and the full release. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good jazz, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. 2 likes. 2 likes. Thank you. Thank you for the likes. Appreciate it. All right. Goodbye.